I got so much motherfucking design on right now.
Break it down, bring it back, make it clap. I got 3 old thoughts, new block, where that thing. Bitches on my line, and you know.
The death penalty is witness who is carried out with a size of the legal action by the state to non-criminal offenders who have been convicted by a court decision with permanent legal force. The death penalty is one of the oldest punishments in the world. However, entering the 20 years country, many countries decide to abolish the punishment. Indonesia is one of the countries that still maintains this punishment. In my opinion, this punishment is inhuman and contrary to the principle of a just and civilized humanity as stated in Pancasila. The reason we reject the death penalty is that the death penalty is contrary to the right to life guaranteed by Article 28A, paragraph 1 of the 1945 Constitution, that every person has the right to life and the right to defend his life and life. The death penalty is also considered a denial of human rights that cannot be redressed under any circumstance, as stated in Article 28I, paragraph 1 of the 1945 Constitution, that the right to life is a human right that cannot be redressed under any circumstances. Considering that the right to life is a human right, then the deprivation of another person's life in the form of murder, in the form of imposing the death penalty, is a violation of human rights. Indonesia has also ratified the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights through Law Number 12 of 2005 in Article 6, paragraph 1, emphasizing that the right to life is a right inherent to every individual, regardless of difference in citizenship status. In addition, the death penalty is not in accordance with the purpose of punishment, which is to deter people from committing crimes and not revenge. Thank you.
First argument: death penalty for drug user. In my opinion, the imposition of the death penalty on drug user in ineffective because violates the regulations of law number 39/1999 concerning human rights to life, the right to be free from torture and enhancement or degrading. In addition, the death penalty also does not have a deterrent effect on the user. For example, the case of Freddy Budiman, who is a drug user who was executed in July 2016. Surveys conducted by the United Nations in 1998 and 2002 on the relationship between the practice of the death penalty and the number of drug users, so that the practice of the death penalty is worse than life imprisonment in providing a deterrent effect. Thank you.
The death penalty for corruption offenders. In my opinion, this death penalty does not have a deterrent effect. The reason is that the right to life is a fundamental right that cannot be reduced Under my circumstances, everyone has the right to live which cannot be contested. Even though there is a death penalty, it will not have a different effect on the preparation of corruption. According to the University of Indonesian sociologist Tamrin Amal Tomogola argues that the death penalty must be rejected. The reason is that not human being has the right to take the life of another human being. In addition, in a court system that is still corrupt and nauseous, people can be sentenced to death. Tamrin also proposed that corruptors be punished in ways that can make them ashamed and deterrent. For example, a special prison for corruptors that can be seen by the public.
Argument 3. The death penalty for corruption offenders. In my opinion, this death penalty does not have a duration effect. The reason is that right to life is fundamental. Right that cannot be reduced under any circumstances. Everyone has the right to life which cannot be contested. Even though death is a death penalty, it will not have a duration effect on the preparations of corruption. According to the University of Indonesian sociologist Tamarin Emal Tumogolo argues that the death penalty must be rejected. The reason is that not human being has the right to take the life of another human being. In addition, in a correct system that is still corrupt, innocent people can be sentenced to death. Tamarin also proposed the corrupt be punished in ways that can make them ashamed and deterrent. For example, a special prison for corruption that can be seen by the public. Okay, thank you.
Rebuttal project. Even if the death penalty is upheld, there will be effect. The proof is that we can see for ourselves what is happening in our own country. Every year, there are still cases with the same mistakes, and if it causes a detriment effect, of course, there will be no similar mistakes. The death penalty is also instrument and country to the principles of fair and civilized humanity. As in Pancasila, the controversy over the death penalty are so painful because of the second amendment to Articles 28A and 28I, paragraph 1 of the 1945 Constitution, which states that everyone has the right to life and defend their life. This right is a human right that cannot be reduced under any circumstances and by anyone, including the state.
My name is Domenico Safiofalo. I will be presenting the closing statement of our debate on death penalty is justified. Beside on the analysis conducted by our group, the following conclusion can be drawn. The death penalty is a punishment that violates the right to live and the right not to be subject to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. These rights are projected in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, other human rights instruments, and many national constitutions around the world, including the Indonesian Constitution. There are several reasons why the death penalty shall be abolished. Namely, the death penalty is often used in unfair justice system. The death penalty is ineffective in reducing crime. And also the death penalty is often used as a political tool. One, the controversy over the death penalty arose because of the Second Amendment to Article 28A and 28I, Paragraph 1 of the 1945 Constitution, which states that every person has the right to live and the right to defend their life and life. Thank you.